What's up, y'all? It's Akila
and Tahira,
and we are 211. Today we're gonna show y'all how to make a quick, easy, and delicious vegan detox soup.
That's right. Not only is this soup extremely easy to make, it is full of leafy greens, full of antioxidants, vegetables, and it will leave you feeling good from the inside out.
Yes, sir. So let's get started.
So please be mindful, this is a crock pot recipe. So if you ain't got no crock pot, you ain't got no soup. Here's a list of the ingredients we'll need before we get started. So first things first, I do suggest buying a whole butternut squash because you'll get more bang for your buck, but it is kind of difficult to cut, so I'm going to go ahead and show you here. You're going to start off by cutting off the ends. As you can see, I've cut the bottom part right there. That's where the seeds are. Next, you're going to cut off the top, saving as much of the butternut squash as you can. And then if you see this part at the bottom, it kind of looks like a little thick booty. We're gonna cut that right there. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut it. Take your time because it is a little thick. So once we get through that, next we're going to go ahead and skin the butternut squash. So we're gonna get all that thick skin off. So the rest of my veggies I've already cut, but I did want to show you how to cut that squash up beforehand. Now, we cannot forget about our little booty that we cut off in the beginning. So you want to make sure you skin that as well. And here is where all the seeds are. So as you can see, it does take some time. You're going to get a spoon and kind of just spoon out all of those seeds. So now what you're going to do is dice up your beautiful butternut squash. And the wonderful thing about buying it whole is that you'll have leftovers, so you can just dice it all up and use the rest later. Okay, so now comes the easy part where we're just going to throw everything in the crock pot. So we're going to start off with throwing in our potatoes, then we're going to add our sweet potatoes, and then next we're going to throw in those beautiful butternut squash that we diced up earlier. Now you're going to go ahead and toss in our onions that we chopped up earlier as well. Now one thing that you don't see in this crock pot is celery. I didn't have any celery, but if you really want to take your detox soup to the next level, go ahead and throw in about a cup of chopped up celery. Now we're going to go ahead and throw in our Italian herbs. I like to use a blend of Italian herbs, but like oregano or basil will work as well. Next we're going to throw in that garlic. Love my garlic. And after that, I like to use Mr. Dash as my table seasoning, but any general table blend will work. Next, we're going to add in our cumin. After that, we're going to throw in the cayenne pepper, which is really good too because it's going to help like detoxify the body and also give it a little heat. And after we've added our seasonings, we can just go ahead and put all of our vegetable broth in there and let it start doing its thing. So as we were filming, we almost forgot one of the key ingredients, which is our lentils. So do not forget to add your lentils in there. Typically I would add that as well after the potatoes and the onions and then throw in the broth. But now you can see this is what it's gonna look like at the point when we put it in the crock pot and heat it all up. We're gonna wait to put in our kale and all of our leafy greens in there until the soup is cooked. So majority of the hard part is done. Now this step is optional, but it's essential if you want to get the best texture. Personally, I like more of a creamy texture. So what I do is I take about 2.5 cups of the soup and I put it in the blender, and then I put half a cup of olive oil, and I'm just gonna blend this real quick and it's gonna give the soup a creamy texture. You can actually do up to 4 cups of the soup. I only did 2.5 because I have a small blender. Now as you can see, it literally takes like 0.2 seconds. It blends very fast. You just give it a quick zoom zoom, and then I'm gonna throw in our creamy blend into the soup, and as I'm pouring it in, you can also see the difference in the texture, and you can see how it's gonna add the creaminess in there. And now we're just gonna stir it all up before we mix in our greens. So as promised, this soup is extremely easy. Now we're just kind of gonna do our final touches. We're gonna go ahead and throw in that kale that we chopped up. And as you can see, my kale is in pretty large chunks, but you guys can chop yours up into smaller ones if you like. Next, we're gonna go ahead and throw in that fresh parsley. It's gonna smell so good too. I love like the smell of the fresh parsley and all the herbs. Typically, I also like to throw in fresh cilantro, but I realized I didn't have any more fresh cilantro. So for this one, I just went ahead and used dried cilantro, and it gets the job done as well. So as you can see, we kept the seasonings pretty simple and basic, but this is the point where you're gonna go back, taste your soup, you know, now that it's cooked and everything's set in, and you're gonna season it to taste. Like usually I add more of the cayenne, add more of the table blend, and you know, just flavor it to your liking. Now at the end, I do go ahead and throw in, you know, just a little bit of squirt of that lemon juice. If you have lime, that'll work as well. You just wanna give it a little bit of zest. And voila, there is the easiest detox soup ever. Now all you have to do is pour up a bowl and enjoy.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for watching. Know you're gonna love the soup. Let us know how yours comes out. In the meantime,
Like,
comment,
subscribe,
catch y'all later.
follow us on Instagram too at 211